Hello, and welcome back to S'mores, a Campfire Talk. So here we go, next episode. And so today we are going to be talking about meaningful qualities in friendship, or what we look for in friendship, and sort of leads to like basically past friendships, because some of them could have ended poorly, and then some of them could have ended like basically without resolution or well. So my question would be, how do you think your past friendships have helped you evolve into being a better friend?
I think with Kaylee not having that many friends versus everybody here that's had a large group, we know what it's like to have a bad friend. And then we don't want that to happen to us again, or treat other people the way we were treated. So I know for me, when I was in third grade, I had these two friends. And I hung out with them because I thought they were cool. And I just came from Timor, so I had like nobody. So I was just trying to fit in into have some friends at all. So I chose these two guys, and I never felt right with them because they would say stuff and treat people in a bad way. And that didn't sit right with me. And even though I was in third grade, I knew the difference between right and wrong at that time, and I knew what they were doing was wrong. So I guess like one day, we rode the same bus. They lived in the same neighborhood. So that's probably why I was friends with them most of the time, because we hung out after school as well. I just broke it up with them, and I just told them to like their face how like awful they were. Like, you shouldn't be treating people this way. And I'm done with you guys. And I just left them. And then I know for me, I look out for that, and then I'd make sure I don't treat people, and especially my friends, like the way I saw them treat other people, even though they were little kids. Like, I know for me, I knew what they were doing was wrong, and they should have known better.
Yeah, I know that I had like a lot of problems with friends growing up. Like, this sounds really bad. Like, I didn't have like female friends really until I came to track and met you guys, because all the girls I was around would just cause nothing but drama. So I just hung out with all the guys, which I know sounds bad because some people are like, no, all females are like that. But at least the people I was around, like, they were constantly talking crap about each other behind their backs. Like, when I played softball, like, I wasn't really friends with any of them outside of softball. And there was a lot of crap talking that would go behind the scenes, like, because it was a really young team. Like, it was an 18 and under team, but I was playing that from when I was 12. So the little 12-year-old against 17, 18-year-olds. Some maybe have, like, turned 19. I guess a lot of people got mad that I would get playing time over them. So I know this one girl, we were really good friends, or at least I thought so. And then I found out that she was talking a bunch of crap behind my back about, like, oh, she shouldn't have playing time. I don't know why she's out there, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. And like that, I was like, okay, whatever. I kind of blew it over my shoulder. But then it happened again with someone else who was like, oh, she doesn't deserve that, blah, 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 blah. I don't understand, like, coaches picking favorites. So I guess that's kind of my, like, red flag for friendship, is if you try to bring other people down to benefit yourself.
I guess I've had my fair share of fake friends or whatever. And I guess, well, I kind of just cut myself off from those people. They really just always like talked crap about everyone. And then they would even talk crap about the people they say they're closest to. This was more in middle school when I had the friends like this. And then I also was really close with these two girls, and I found out, like, when I wasn't there, they would talk bad about me. So I cut myself off from them. Usually what happens with those, like, some friendships weren't even bad, but we just grew apart as we got older. And they'll be like good friends or whatever. But then, when you grow up, and you just don't fit well in a friendship anymore. Like, it's like, oh, we're good, but, like, we don't hang out or we don't talk, but we don't have any beef. So I also have, like, a lot of friends like that where I just, like, as high school went on, we just grew up, like, apart. So my high school friends are way different from my middle school friends. When I heard that, hey, your high school friends, the group gets small or whatever, I didn't believe it. And then senior year, I have, like, 2 friends that I literally talk to, and I'm like, I'm here. So, yeah.
So, like, growing up kind of in Georgia and everything, I didn't really have friends outside of school because like I wasn't really allowed to go to people's houses and spend the night, things like that. So like only friends, I had like one friend that like was like across the street from me, and then otherwise it was just at school. So like going to the bowling alley and things like that, I was always with my sister's friends, and being around them, I noticed I always wanted to like be around older people. And I'm guessing that's like where it came from, but I guess seeing myself with older people, I guess I would be seen as older. And then I realized, I'm looking at the group, I'm the second youngest person here. Because you're the youngest, Jade.
The face
like,
you
wait
made.
a minute.
She was like, "Who's the other one?"
Yeah, I'm like, where is he? Where's the other one?
Yeah, you are
Yeah.
the second young. Huh?
Baby.
That's
Baby
crazy.
status.
And then I'm like, this is probably I would say maybe second group that I've actually like felt like I fit in. Because like back in like kind of like late elementary, middle school, I had a group of friends where like we would hang out all the time and we would be really cool. And then like as I mature and grew up and everything, some of us kind of grew apart, but like we're still cool. And then like you guys actually like feel like I'm a part almost. Because I have other friends that are in other groups and we'll all hang out and everything and we're cool. But like when we hang out, it's like it's almost fake, I guess you could say. There's no like substance with the people.
Are you talking about like it's a friend of your friend kind of deal? So there's like that gap. Like the only reason why you're hanging out with each other is because there's a third person there that you're both friends with.
No.
So okay.
So I ain't gonna cut you like that.
No, it's all
I
good.
think like this friendship feels like more than just like, oh, I don't think this friendship is gonna grow apart. That's what, like, when I'm around you guys, I don't feel like, oh, I could see us growing apart. I feel like we're stuck together.
And
So
I feel like that's also because we've grown together almost. Like
Yeah.
I have a thing that people who suffer together stay together.
yeah,
So-
and we all know each other's
Yep.
everything.
Yeah, this podcast is like therapeutic. So like we're all.
Yeah, I understand the whole Bentley thing. Yeah, because there were a lot of people that I hung out with, and yeah, like I get what you mean with like the no substance kind of. It's just like you're together just to have a good time. Like they're not so much there like if you're going through something and you need help. They just kind of be like, oh, like kind of like fair weathered friends. Like you guys hang out to have a good time, but you're not close enough to where if there was a problem with you or that person, that you would be able to help them resolve it. Which I think is why this friendship is so great, because we can come to each other, like any one of us, with anything and find some kind of help.
And not be judged.
Yeah.
Like, and no one in this group will like judge you for your problems or for anything that's happening to you. So that's always nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot. Or did you want to say anything
Oh, yeah.
about past
Yeah.
friendships?
Before
Yeah.
we move on to any topic, we gotta look at Kaylee to make sure.
My experience growing up with friends, I did have like friends, like very like little, like when I started to get into like mid-teens is when I didn't really hang out with anybody, but like middle school age is where I did have friends and did hang out with some people. I'm noticing it's interesting that you guys say you all had groups like to hang out with, because whenever I hung out with someone, like I would find like an individual and be like attached like to them, and they would be like attached to me. It was that's actually weird now that I think about it. Like you guys are all saying that you hung out in groups. It's like I would always find someone, like one person, and we would be friends and we would hang out and we would talk and do whatever we were doing as friends. Always be that one person. I'd be like, all right, I'm done. And like one person. I don't know what that is, but it's kind of funny. Yeah, I have like one, and I didn't really, I guess like you, Troy, I wasn't really allowed to go out and like do things, like have sleepovers and whatever. I have like one memory of like going to another like little girl's house and we like played Barbies or something. Like it was like one person, but yeah, that's my experience in childhood with friends.
Yeah. And so, like y'all said, like over the years, like I had completely different friends in middle school than I did high school, which I do feel is like sort of rare, because usually people keep some of their middle school friends into high school. But y'all will also know that I also had a falling out with my friends in high school.
I remember that. I was there.
Like I heard about it, but like I don't know. Not enough. I feel like I haven't heard enough.
Dude, it was kind of funny. Not really funny, but it was funny. Because I just remember it was in the morning before school. You came and you were like, watch my stuff. I'm about to go break up with my friends. And then you dropped your bag off, handed me your like cream cheese bagel that you were about to eat and your like coffee. And then you went up the stairs and I was like, I guess I'm going to wait for her. You came back and you're like, okay, I did it. We're not friends anymore. I was like, oh my God. It's like, what just happened?
And so, like, seeing it now, like, there's no ill will against them. Like, I still think they're good people. I still think, like, they're going to live great lives, all that kind of stuff. Their values just did not align with mine. And I feel like that is sort of like the growing apart thing that you speak about. Like, basically the things that you care about and the things that you want to talk about, basically, you guys just go separate ways in that. For me, it was more of like I had a goal and a mission that I wanted to do, and I did not feel supported in that mission. And so, like, there would be statements like, why are you going over there? Why are you doing this? Sort of thing, sort of like belittling, in a way, my actions. And that doesn't make them bad people. It just means that I have gone to a different place that they have not. And so, leading up to my next question, with all those friendships that you had, how did that make y'all evolve as a person?
Okay, so yeah, so along with that, I think the way that helped me grow is if I have a problem with someone, instead of talking to someone else about it behind their back, like I'll sit there and I'll think about it a little bit. I'm like, why am I feeling this way? And then go to confront the person. Because if you confront them about it, not in a mean way, but just to have a conversation like, hey, like, you know, you're doing this, it's hurting my feelings, or like, I don't really agree with what you're doing, then there's the chance to kind of fix that. And then if you can't fix it, then it's like, okay, we disagree on that. And then if it's big enough, you know, maybe it's like, hey, maybe this, like, you know, this friendship isn't going to work. And I know if I've had to do that with quite a few people that I actually used to be really, really close with. Like the kind of people where I was like, oh yeah, like we're going to be friends forever. But then just something happens and then you're like, hey, like, you know, I don't agree with that. Or like the way they're acting or something. And then just having a conversation about it. And at least ending it there on a good note before they did something. And then it was, the situation was so bad that you wouldn't be able to salvage it. At least through that, with a conversation, you're able to still be on good terms. Like, yeah, maybe you might not be the closest of friends, but you can still see them and be like, oh, hey, like, how you doing? And still be able to have that conversation instead of like seeing them walking down the street and then you walk past each other pretending like that friendship never existed. And I would rather have that where I'd still be able to talk to them instead of just acting like complete strangers and like erasing that person from that part of my life.
So I guess for me and my story, after that point, I guess I emphasized like my actions a lot more, kind of like how I would treat like my people, my teachers and my friends and stuff like that, like pretty much anybody I'd run into. I think that's one of the reasons why I got so well with adults. Like that's one thing I grew up. A lot of people thought I was teacher's pet because I'd be really respectful to like everybody, even like the teachers. And I think that's part of why I would be that way because of what I saw happening. And I think it also like strengthened, I guess, my commitment to my friends. Kind of like if like they're my friends and stuff, they're my friends. It's almost like their family. Kind of like I like take care of them. A side story, tie in with Kaylee's. When she would attach to one person, I did that after that incident. When I was a little kid, I had my friends. As I got older, I kind of like stuck to one person. And then I'd find like large groups to be really weird because I'm used to just befriending one person and he and I are like hanging out. I get in a way like I put that one friend as my family and I just hung out with them all the time. I didn't need anybody else. I just needed one person. I guess me personally, not to make it like mushy and all, but like I guess having you guys is like more than one person, and I think that's cool that's that way. So that's cool. Yeah.
Why do you always do this?
I'm just be honest. I don't think my friends helped with anything.
Dang, shots fired.
Those fake friends. I kind of just distanced myself and then never talked to them again. So that happened.
Question: do you ever wish for closure with those friends?
No.
You don't?
That
She
was
said
her
it was
closer.
so
So
bad. Yeah, my
away.
closure was
Yeah, I was like, I'm just over it. So I was like, goodbye. peace. And then I just let them live their life how they want to live that. And I'm over here chilling. And I was like, I'll find some good friends. So there was like, finding friends was kind of hard for me when I was like younger because I was so antisocial. Like I was like so nervous to talk to someone, and then I would always be like changing schools, so I'd have to talk to new people. And it's kind of like, let me just wait till someone approaches me first because I just don't have the guts to approach someone. And then like when I got into like the kind of wrong friend group or whatever in middle school, I realized it like 8th grade, and then I just left the group and I was gone. Left the group chats and everything. So yeah, I mean, it kind of like once we got into high school and I still seen those friends around, well, not friends anymore, but it wasn't like no tension or anything. It was just like I just left and that happened.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. Yeah, like most of my friends really up until this friend group were met through mutual friends. And they were people that came up to me first. Cuz it's just like I don't talk to people. I don't like talking to people. And like sometimes I try. I'm like let me try to be friends with this person and like talk nicely with them, but I can't. It's like I'm the driest texter. During first conversations, I'm like I don't know what to say, and then I just kind of sit there and I'm like I'm sorry that I'm bad at this.
So kind of going off what Isabel said about like the antisocial thing. Growing up, I guess I never really had to try to talk to people. People would talk to me.
Yeah, because he was very popular.
That's a lie.
Everybody
quiet.
loved Troy because he was fast.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I have to go off of at this point. All I know is that for some reason, however, like, I don't know. I didn't have bad experiences with other kids, but I did watch a lot of like stuff. And I would notice stuff like with my sister or whatever. My sister is always having a problem with another child. Like, Abby said she wouldn't be my friend if I didn't give her gum, like that kind of stuff. And like I've always just like take that in. I'll notice it. I'd be like, yeah, we're not talking to those kind of people. Like I would just never allow myself to even be around those kind of people, I guess.
Find yourself some real friends.
We tried to talk about the evolution of friendship, what we see in friends, how we became friends.
Why you talk like this? Yeah, and so I think that everybody here has a great mesh of friends and is like a great mesh of like qualities of friends, as well as like how we've grown through our different friends and stuff like that have brought us here today. So thank you guys for coming in. If you have anything that y'all want to talk about, comment down below. And I guess we will see y'all later.
Goodbye.
See you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Try to hit the nose.